A warm welcome, everyone. I'm Lily Flame, and we are back for probably the last episode of After Hours. I'm a little excited, a little sad, the usual, unless you all want to see me do another video like all the endings, that kind of stuff. But here we were. Okay. I stayed seated on the floor for a minute, stretching my arms above my head as I lay down on a cold, hard tile. Sleeping in that chair definitely didn't do my back any favors. Woof. Close my eyes for a minute to block out the fluorescent light pouring into my eyes. Not that it really helps. Hints of orange and yellow managed to break through. Stay like that for a minute until something blocks out the light. But then I see Sun standing over me, hands on his knees.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm so worried. That's an arm over my eyes. Yeah, all good.
Need a hand?
I hear his footsteps as he moves around me, a good enough sign to peek out from under my arm as any. Sun's giving me his outstretched hand. Breathing out a laugh, I set my arm beside me and use my other to grab his. He smiles brightly as he pulls me up, putting his other hand on my shoulder for balance. Thanks,
No problem.
baby. Sun gives me a pat on the shoulder before starting to walk back to the desk. About to follow him, but I stop when I notice something. A few handprints on his back, along with bits of what I'm assuming is paint and marker ink. Son?
Yes.
Is that paint on your back? From kids, of course.
Well, that's nothing. You know how kids are.
Son laughs bashfully with his hand. Well, yeah, I figured. Does the maintenance staff help you with that at least? No. But he does this fidget with his hands, eyes toward the computer. Oh my gosh. Well, that answers it. Ask why. Eyebrows forward. I follow Sam back to the desk. The staff really can't be bothered, huh? I lean over the desk, resting both arms on it as I look up at him. I don't know the ways you've talked about the staff here. Do they really care that little about you and Moon? Sun shrugs, trying to keep the mood up.
Well, we're not for everyone. Some don't mind us. Others do. But we try.
Baby. Uh-huh. So you're sure it's fine? Sun nods, the bells on his wrist emit a soft chime as he gives me a double thumbs up. It's too adorable. You'd think whoever at Pardon Services will be more on top of things.
Well, I'm sure they're busy. There's no need to bother them.
Whoa. Every part of Sun's body is giving off a different signal. His hands wave everything off, his rays shrink back, and the smile he wears seems forced. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have a stern talk with Pardon Services. Something wrong?
No.
Too quick. I blink. Sun clearly knows that I'm not convinced.
They're busy enough as is. Wouldn't want them worrying about us.
Baby, what are you talking about? Is this about the bug? Oh. Sun staring at the floor, one hand fidgeting with the ribbons around his wrists. He nods. Well, you want to talk about it? If not, it's...
No. Mooney already let you in on it. It's only fair that I tell you some things too, right?
If you insist, I won't insist. Okay, I won't pressure you to
While
do...
the daycare was closed, we weren't really seeing anyone. And of course, the staff didn't stick around long and they had to come in here. They always stopped by to install the generators and make sure they were working. To keep Moon away.
That's just sad.
I heard some of them talking once. One of them asked if we really needed people who was around after.
Wow, can't believe that. Oh, so that's why he doesn't like parts services. Still worried they're going to get rid of him. My poor traumatized boys.
Everything's fine now. I know that. I still can't help but worry though.
He's always so worried.
I don't know if I can handle being completely alone here.
My poor heart. Moon did mention Sun being isolated for a while. But if the staff did all that just to keep Moon at bay, try lifting the moon. Absolutely, we don't want to ask what did Moon do. Oh my gosh, did give me the gas? No, reassure him. Oh my gosh. Well, you clearly don't like the idea of being separated like that. Sun nods. But hey, imagine if instead the moon just had his own body. What? You know, you both get your own bodies, so you don't do the thing where you switch when the lights are turned off and on, you know? I shrug. Sun seems to be deep in thought. Maybe he's talking with Moon.
If that happened,
I can hear the gears turning, literally. Oh no, it's overheating again.
oh my gosh, I can finally hug him!
Oh my gosh, he's too sweet, y'all. He is too sweet, y'all. Oh my, I can't. I just slightly not expecting Sun to shout like that. Well, someone has his priorities set. But yet there's food for thought.
We can't eat though.
Really?
Yes, but why would we?
Why would we? Just I heard a story about one of the glam rocks eating trash, and I thought maybe. Like, what are you talking about? Nothing. Just Chica being Chica, you know. To be fair, that would explain why their mouth doesn't open. Maybe I should try steering this conversation back on track. So how do you feel about how things are now? Fidget with the scroll button on the computer mouse. Glancing at the time, we're already almost halfway through the hour. I didn't think my shift will include this much talking. At least that makes my job more interesting than sorting cables in silence.
I can definitely say I like how things are. It feels nice knowing everything is mostly back to normal.
Maybe. That's good at least. Almost bit my tongue. Sun suddenly grabs my shoulders and forces me to face the computer.
Keep going then. I don't want to keep you from your responsibilities for too long.
So sweet. Fair enough. I look back at the time and sigh as Sun sits on the desk again. For Pip's sake! She would have inhaled a whole bottle of melatonin pills if I knew I'd be up this late. Sun seems to do a double take, pointing at me like he wants to say something before backing off. What?
Language!
I love her so much. I raise an eyebrow, cracking a slight smile at his antics. Oh my gosh. So I'm an adult and there's no one around, right? There's no one around.
I know. Just force of habit.
The programming, etc. I snicker at that. Even when he's not working, he has a filter. Try to make sense. And say a curse word. Right now. He looks at me like I just told him to kill a man.
What?
Say the F word.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, you can. There's no one around but me. Oh my Gosh, lightly elbow him on the torso. Won't tell. Say heck at least. What? You're gonna say he ate double hockey sticks? What?
No.
Say it. Slightly pushes me toward the computer.
How about we talk about this later? Good. Please let's try. Eventually, you ask me to go. We never speak of it again. Good.
I'm sorry, son. I'm being mean. I didn't mean it. I finally decided to drop the joke, prying one of his hands off my shoulder. Right, you can chill out. I didn't expect you to do it anyway.
Why did you ask me to do that in the first place?
I shrug. Thought it would be funny. Son silently put both hands on either side of my head for gently making me turn the face to the computer before letting go. Roll my eyes, once cracking a smile at that. Alright, see you in a bit. Whoop, the usual, lights out, moves out, sitting cross-legged on the desk. So about that filter.
I can say fuck. What about it?
I blinked, not expecting that. I did not expect that. At least not expecting him to do that so soon. Nothing. Step away from the desk, feeling a headache coming when I start walking toward the play structures. Thankfully, it feels like a normal I only slept for 10 minutes and not a the way Rabbit Lady is about to kill me headache. Never did I think I'd be happy for my headaches to be from lack of sleep. As if this night could get any weirder. Moon hops off the desk and catches up with me. Honestly, I think I deserve workers' comp for this. Because I'm definitely not being paid enough to barely survive nearly being murdered by a woman in a rabbit onesie. I'm not joking. Shush! I'm coping. Moving on. True. Moon makes a gesture asking me to follow him, and I tag along as he guides me toward the fourth generator. My mouth is shut. Yeah, good plan. Can faintly see the red light of the next generator behind the frame of a center structure. Just one more after this and I'm home free. One more and I'll get to leave. I'll leave not knowing when or if I'll see this two again. Do I even want to leave? Might as well get any questions out of the way now. Hey, random question. About the bug. Where the bug came from, yeah. If you don't mind me asking about the bug again, well, any idea where it came from in the first place? Bugs don't just spawn out of nowhere unless someone messed with your programming or something. Moon doesn't say anything for a bit as he guides me through the structure.
Can't say for sure, but it was definitely some kind of tampering.
Think it was malicious or just some sort of oversight?
Well, it seemed very intentional, so I doubt it was just a mistake in my code.
Poor Moon.
But at least we shouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, we shouldn't. That's good. My mind wanders back to the poster I saw in his room, hoping that I'm just overthinking this, and the poster being there is just an unfortunate coincidence. However, my thoughts are cut off when Moon suddenly turns and sits right next to the generator. I nod, shuffling over and flipping the switch, listening to whether motors and mechanism are inside. Power on as the LED light flickers to green. 4 down, 1 to go. Turn off the generator as Moon makes a head start to back out and I scramble to follow him. Long legs, Moon stands up straight, letting out what sounds like a sigh and stretches his arms above his head. For a moment I'm reminded of how tall he and Sun actually are, just as he goes right back to his usual slouch stance. Moon noticed me looking and tilts his head slightly.
What?
Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Why is you tall? Compliment size. Dang, you're tall. Moon looks at me confused, like I just asked if the sky is orange.
That's it.
Well, yeah, I didn't really think about it until now, but golly gosh, you're built like a whole giraffe. Sneakers at the comment, leaning back against the structure behind us.
Should I take that as a compliment?
Yes. Yes, flirt! Ooh! Yes! Moon crosses his arms, looking down at me while I wait for my response. Rain? Oh! Oh no! Oh my gosh, he's looking at me like that! Why is he looking at me like that? This is very awkward for me. Yeah. I give him an awkward thumbs up so that I didn't just forget how the English language works. It happens to the best of us. Moon shakes his head, clearly entertained at my embarrassment. You're the one to talk. He giggles to himself as he starts walking back to the desk. Oh my gosh, am I really flirting with a robot right now? Yes, we are. Get to it. Maybe it's about time we do some serious introspection. Or pretend that it's entirely normal and hopes that it happens again. Yes. Oh my gosh, Flame, no, focus. I am focused. I've been focused on this boy since the beginning. Quickly snap myself out of whatever I just experiencing. Of course I follow him back, stopping at the computer. I know, last one. Feels kind of weird knowing it's almost over. It really felt like it was making no progress, and now I'm about to ready to leave for the night. Glancing at the clock, it reads 6 a.m. Oh no, 6 a.m. Scary hours. With my hands on the mouse, I stare at the screen with the option to turn the lights back on. Maybe it's just paranoia over something bad happening when I step out of the door, but part of me doesn't want to leave yet. Even though I already know I can't stay forever. I guess Moon caught me staring into space, though, as he waves her hands in front of my face. Hey? I blink, snapping back to reality. Huh?
It looked like you were spacing out.
Oh, well, you'd be right about that. We stand in silence for a minute before Moon speaks again. Hey? Yeah?
Do you think we'll see each other again after this?
I hope so, baby, I hope so. I don't know what I can say to that. I don't make those decisions, but consider how kind Sun and Moon have been to me. It would be nice to see them more often. Actually, thinking about it makes me remember something else. Well, I don't make those choices here, but I know that the Glamrocks all have their designated mechanics. Just barely notice Moon's expression brightening slightly. Maybe if I get some more time here, I could ask about that.
If it helps, Sunny and I could put in a good word for you.
Yes, please, love. That will definitely help. Thanks, love. I look back at the screen, feeling a bit of new motivation. Ready? Moon nods and I turn the lights back on, wasting no time going to the last few cables that needs sorting. Oh my gosh, there are so many. Okay, let's just... Okay, they are shorter this time. Oh my gosh, where is the number 4, 5, and then 6, and then 7 and 8. Woohoo! Before I can even move, Sun picks me up and places me on my 2 feet himself. Looking up, I can see him smiling down on me, his hand on my shoulders. Hey, Sun.
Hello.
So, what do you think of my little designated mechanic idea.
It's a great idea. But until then, please stop by whenever you can, okay?
Oh, sweetheart, absolutely. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Sun expression brightens, his ray reacting and expanding in what I think is safe to describe as joy. Ah! We both stand in silence for a moment and I glance back at the computer. All I have left is to turn the lights off, test the last generator, and then I'm home free. Yay! I think Sun noticed my gaze as he let go of my shoulders and lightly nudged me to the computer.
Go on. I'm sure you want to go home, right?
I'm not sure myself, Lou. I shrug. Would be nice to go pass out for a few hours. What about you, though?
I won't be leaving anytime soon. I still have plenty to do to prepare for tomorrow when we reopen.
That makes sense. Decided to quit stalling and turn off the lights for the last time. Sun standing behind me as I do so. As usual, the daycare is cloaked in a droning ambience, and I can clearly hear the attendance mechanism behind me as Sun transforms into Moon again. You ready? Moon nods, ready walking ahead.
Small question.
Huh?
Would you mind if we walked you out of here?
Oh, my heart, I can't.
Is that person still around somewhere?
Yes, sure, just because of that person. Yeah, no, ulterior motives. Wink. As I follow him, I get flashbacks to just a few hours ago. Yeah, I'd appreciate that, thanks.
It's the least we can do.
Look at him! Look at him! It's such a diva! I love him. The last generator is at ground level, so it doesn't take long for us to find it. I still have to tell Vanessa about this whole thing later, too.
It's true.
Yeah, she will surely believe you. Whenever I come back here, I keep you and Sam updated. Scooting over to the generator, I flip the switch. To my absolute surprise, it works! After switching it off, Moon and I exit the structure in silence. So, this is it, huh? Moon nods as he walks back to the desk. I follow. Look at the computer screen before glancing back at Moon. Huh? Hug him goodbye! Yes! Ignoring the computer for now, I wrap my arms around Moon's torso in a tight hug. He freezes for a moment, most likely not expecting it. Eventually hugs me back, though, gently placing his hands on my back. Stay like that for a minute. I'm practically leaning on him, and I feel his hands lightly gripping the back of my shirt. I do let go eventually, though, smiling up at Moon as I'm about to turn the lights on. Moon smiles back, his arm crossed. Gosh, these images. My hand on the computer mouse, I glance back at Moon for the last time tonight. See ya, Moon? Moon smiles lightly, his head tilts a bit. Goodbye. The daycare is lit up again, and I watch as Moon transforms into Sun. Another word leaves his mouth. So, ready to head out? He shrugs, fidgeting with his hands. Oh my god.
Guess this would be my first time out of the daycare, which is exciting.
Ah! Yep, sorry, no words are working. I got to pick up my stuff and make sure I'm not forgetting anything as I walk to the door next to the desk. Sun goes ahead and moves some of the makeshift barricades away. I gesture for him to follow me before I push the button on the wall, taking a few steps back while the door opens. As we're making our way to a nearby staff-only room, I glance back at Sun, who seems almost mesmerized by our surroundings. I don't blame him. He's never been able to see the rest of the Pizzaplex through his own very eyes until now. Staff only room is pretty mundane, but Sun is lighting up at every detail. Seems to snap out of it once we reach the exit though. His eyes are back on the door and he's back at fidgeting with his hands. Last hug! Dropping my stuff to the floor, I charge at Sun with a hug, making him stumble back a bit. He seems almost stunned for a moment before picking me up and squeezing me back, laughing. I lightly kick my feet back and forth in the air, just savoring the moment before I have to leave. Sun steps ahead of me to hold the door open. The literally empty parking lot waiting outside. Thanks, Sun. What a gentleman. After taking a few steps outside, I look back at him, waving my free hand. Waves back, energetic as ever. Bye. Bye. Continue my walk to my car, hearing the door close behind me and the faint sound of bells slowly fade away. Get to my car without any problems, placing my belongings in the passenger seat before starting the engine. I can feel a small headache coming on as I back out of my spot, but I'm sure it's nothing some sleep won't fix. As I'm leaving though, I notice something in my rearview mirror. At least I think I do. When I look though, there's nothing unusual. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Inside, I want to get home before I pass out behind the wheel, so I keep my eyes on the road, thinking the pizza plugs behind me for the night. And that was it! Did we get a good ending? Was that a bad ending? Did I manage to get a bad end? Please tell me no. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look how to get other endings. But that was fun. I hope you all also had fun. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!